Hello everyone, and welcome to the Deeply Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deeply Renegade, and I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 144. Today is Sunday, August 14th, 2016, and I'm glad you could join me today. It's only 85 here today, as in the upstairs of my house. I have been winning on the air conditioning game, but ooh boy. Today it was rather cool out. It was in the low 90s. So this meant the upstairs was cooler, so it's a little bit more comfortable. Who knows? So, I got back from Mexico yesterday. It took a couple of tries. What was it? I had a very hard time leaving Houston because it seemed like Houston was encircled by a ring of storms, and that was inconvenient. Let's see, which direction am I moving on this? I'm moving in the, not making it easy for you guys to see direction, but oh well. So, I am making a pretty hard finishing run on the color affection. So you can see here all of the 3 sections, a decent amount there. And I have a couple more stripe rows to go, and then I have the border. I'm not quite sure what the border entails, but it's a single color. So I'll be using the darkest color to finish this bad boy off. Since it was so big, it didn't get a ton of love when I was in Mexico. Primarily, I was working on it when we were back in the hotel room watching the Olympics, so lots of good Olympic knitting here. Let's see which ends of this. This is the starting end, so looks like I started the whole new row. So this is a very Valimaki pattern. I'm using 3 colors of Woolmisa Twin, so La Gitane, Sundig, and Verricht, and I believe Lavendel. I believe that's the other one. And I am nearly out of the Lavendel at this point, so hopefully I can squeeze in the 3 more rows, or the 3 more pairs of rows I need in order to finish this bad boy off. But this little bit here is how many more short rows I have left to go, and I just started the 6th short row left. So this represents 12 more rows, and then I'll be done with the 3 color section. I think if my count was correct, I had 24 sets to do, so I ended up getting a decent amount done, but probably no more knitting on this than I would have in a normal week, if that makes any sense. So coming along, I'd really like to finish it in time for Stash Dash, which I believe ends next Sunday, so I have a week to finish it. It's looking, because I think it ends on the 21st, so that's, looking shaky as far as being able to get it done in time. What ended up getting more love were the socks. So I started these socks in Germany. Apparently I closed the bag really well. There we go. So I managed to finish one, because this was my poolside knitting. So I finished one sock, which was cool. So this has 5 different colors of yarn, so it would qualify for this Scrappy Happy Cal. And this is the Cranberry Biscotti pattern, so it qualifies for the Put Your Best Foot Forward Cal, which is knitting a pattern you already knit before. So the gray is Spun and Chloe. The variegated here is Grundle Hot Socks. I know. I got the yarn for free. The pink is Sophie's Toes. The green is Indigo Dragonfly. And then this section in here, so the purpley green, is Lorna's Laces. So I have combined them all to make Ridiculous Sock. And then somewhere in here is the start of the second sock. So, and I have flipped some colors on it, so as you can see, I'm making the cuff the hot socks, and then I basically switched where the gray and the hot socks were. So, so I am, what is it, almost done a full repeat of the 5 colors. I think I do like 1.5 before starting the heel and heel flap, so shouldn't be too crazy. So I'm knitting these on zeros for the most part on my itty bitty circs, and it's actually a lot of fun to have like the flipped colors, so you can see they're going to be fraternal, but they're still going to be fairly well coordinating socks, all things considered, because I left the pink and the green and then the purpley variegated all in the same positions. So I think at this point I'm transitioning to the variegated purple, and that'll be the last sort of stripey section. And I am liking how they're colliding this way. So it's a cool pattern, and it's really interesting how it ends up eating up the variegated yarns. And I'm doing a variation on it because the pattern calls for 3 colors and I'm using 5. Haven't weighed my balls. I did weigh them at the start, so not sure if I've already passed the halfway point on any of these. I definitely have far less of the pink and definitely not too much left of the green. And the gray one is pretty squishy at this point, but still got plenty of this variegated one here. So should be okay. And it looks like I'm gonna have plenty of this one too. So pretty, I should be in good shape. And that's why I ended up swapping the colors, because I was afraid I was going to run out of the gray, so sort of spreading it out a little bit. So this one will be maybe a little bit more of a wild sock than the other one. So I'm not sure where I left off on this sock, but basically did the Eye of Partridge heel on this one because I knew with this crazy variegated one it was going to look really good. And what is it? Nice firm sock. So not sure if this will end up counting towards dash totals or not. It seems a little aggressive with how much knitting time I'll have. I'll probably end up carrying the shawl with me because I would really like to get that guy finished as one does, but socks are coming along. I could show you, what is it, I ended up giving up and winding this one into a ball while on the plane, and this one, as you can see, this one is the one that's making me a little nervous for how much more I have to knit. And this guy here, yeah, there's still plenty of that one, so that'll be good. But definitely a great big shawl. It's too bad I was sort of in a awkward place to be able to show it off properly, but because the rows are so long, it does, you know, take some time. But I'll probably be giving this some love and seeing if it actually is feasible to finish it in time. You know, I was hoping to get further along in that. I was afraid I was going to run out of knitting. I did wind a skein of yarn, but I was fine. I had plenty of knitting. So the trip was lovely. It was very relaxing. So it was the case where it was me, my sisters, and then my niece, and we sort of had to play it pretty chill because my niece has poorly communicated needs, and like to be bounced, like so. And at some point, that actually hurt a lot. But that was what she wanted, to be happy, so we tried to keep her happy. And very limited sunburn, tried to be very good about staying in the shade and well hydrated and all that other fun stuff, so it was a good time. I'll be sad to be back to the grind again, but yeah, oh well. So the other thing that got a decent amount of love, because I couldn't bring knitting on my flight from Mexico back to the States. That's a big no-no. They will confiscate your needles. Knitting in the European Union on flights perfectly fine now. Talked with a border control person, it's fine, but in Mexico, knitting needles and like cables, they're scary. They don't necessarily have a lot of people who knit there, so that was very scary. So I put it in my checked baggage, and when you go back into the States, you get your bag back so you can pull your knitting out for the rest of the time. And that was good, because I ended up getting back 3 hours later than I had been originally scheduled to. My layover was long, but that was probably about right for a layover, because you still have to get through customs. But then there were thunderstorms that were coming in, and that was bad. So it was the case where I got a lot of plain knitting done, because our plane wasn't going anywhere, which was sad. So this ended up getting a decent amount of love in the airport going to and from, because I really do enjoy spinning in airports. So this is the Pigeon Roof Studios in the January Club colorway. Not sure. It was sometime between 2013 and before. And this is 70% superwash merino and 30% silk. And I'm spinning it on my Jenkins Lark, so. And slowly but surely filling it up. I didn't bring the scale with me, or the scale upstairs, to see where it was that it was coming, but it does spin really nicely, and I was fascinating people in the airport in Mexico trying to get back to the States by spinning with it, so that's always fun. Be a little bit of a spinning ambassador on my trip. So it's spinning up nicely. Obviously, because this is a spindle project, it's taking me longer. What is it? It's a little bit more, you know how it is. Like, it's a little bit more work to spin with the spindle, so it takes a little bit more time. But still have plenty of fiber. What was it? I think I almost got through an entire color repeat while waiting for the flight, because we were early, because it was international and all that other fun stuff. So, and the other thing that got some love, but not a ton of love, was the, oops, that's my consolation tape measure. Here we go. So this is the Fiber Optic in the Bitter Lime to Rose, and Rose is down here, getting into the dark purple now, as you can see. So that's spinning up nice and fine. I'm not doing a good job of laying it on the wheel, because I've been watching a TV show, but, what is it? So we got the lime, we're in the dark purple now, and we'll be in there for at least a little while yet. So spinning up lovely. This is probably my best hope for getting Stash Dash yardage in, but even that is... So I'm feeling the crunch a little bit with my unfinished works in progress, so we'll see how it goes. Because I have all of these singles spun already, so it could be mega yardage if I can finish in time. And it seems to be going fairly quickly, because it's on my wheel and I'm turtling pretty quickly and all of that other fun stuff. So, is it the best bet? Maybe. I'm not sure. So, all sorts of gorgeous colors in this one. Looking forward to how everything turns out. Because I'd have to spin all this and ply it. I might be stuck with the yardage that I have for the stash dash. And then as far as stash positions are concerned, so I only finished one skein for Tour de Fleece, which I showed you guys last week, and I ended up winning a prize. So this is 4 ounces of Romney in the fruit salad colorway from handpaintedyarn.com. So I won this as a prize for the Complete Twist and Arbitrary because my plans to spin for the nest group ended up falling due to extremely long whatever, taking forever to spin the other stuff. So this has a sort of pinky red, some goldenrody yellow, lime green, and then like a tealy blue colorway, so or color in it, and I think this is just screaming to be fractal spun, so it's super duper colorful and fun. So that's sort of where I'm leaning right now. And that was in the mail when I got back, so it had arrived last week. So yay! I probably, for karma purposes, because I've won 2 things now in the same group with the Tour de Fleece, that I probably should offer to donate a prize. Because otherwise I'm either extremely lucky or something. Who knows? But it's probably about time. Because I think I have another prize skein in there too. Maybe that was from Spin the Pen. But spread the love. It's fine. Or maybe if I am a complete failure in getting through my bin, which it seems to be heading in that direction, I just don't seem to be. It seems like it's taking much longer to spin stuff this year than it did last year. So, and I don't know if it's the case for it because the wheel was new and shiny, it was all exciting, or I'm just spinning really thin. I don't know. But it's been challenging. So that's sort of where I stand right now, is I probably just need to focus on one thing and get it finished for Stash Dash, and I think that'll put me above my 5,000 meters, I think. And I just need to put a little focus on something, or maybe it's just the case where there's no hope that really the closest thing that's going to be done is the socks, and I don't think that's going to get me over, but I'd have to add and stuff. So that's where I stand right now. Got a decent amount of crafting time, but unfortunately sort of a little hard to unfurl. And now I'm back again to real life, so we'll see how that goes. I might have a semi-expected trip coming up, in which case I'll probably skip that week. Not like you guys have much of a choice, but what is it? Definitely a hard time in my family right now, so we'll see what happens. That's why it's semi-expected. But we'll see if that's next week, 2 weeks, I'm not sure. But we'll sort of keep you guys appraised either way. And yeah, I think that's everything that I want to talk about. So a little short this week, but such is life. So I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I look forward to talking to you guys next week. So take care, guys. Bye-bye.